Hello everybody and welcome to this tutorial about using Houdini to make a volume sign distance field inside Houdini and use it in Unity. So we're going to make this SDF volume and it's going to represent the collision for the stair, and we're going to use it in Unity VFX Graph. So you can do sign distance field inside Unity as well. They have a tool and you have it here, and if you don't have it here, that's because you haven't installed the package, and that package you can find on GitHub, and it's this one here, and I can leave it in the description. And what you do, you just do download zip, and when you downloaded zip, you export the zip to some location on your disk, and when you have that, it's a matter of just inside Unity, you just go to package manager, and then you do add package from disk, and then you find the folder where it is, where you exported it, and then you find this package JSON, and then you do open, and that's how you do it. But I'm going to do cancel because I already installed it. And yeah, then you have these tools. You have point cache bake tool, image sequences. I haven't used those, but yeah. So, but we're going to make this in Houdini. So we're going to start from scratch. We're going to make the apples and stairs and such. So empty scene like this. The first thing we're going to have is Houdini. And I'm going to make sure I save this file inside Unity, so I have it next to my scene file here. So I'm gonna show an explorer, copy this path, and I'm gonna here file save as. Save it in this folder and name it like this. Cool. So if you haven't already, you need to, well, first we make a geometry node like this, and inside this one, if you haven't this menu here, you need to install it, and there's a video in my videos about installing it, so just check that one and you're ready to go. So when you have it installed, we're going to use the volume exporter. So this one we're going to use, and first off we're going to make just a super simple example. And well, let's say we want this one to be a collision thing, and we make it a little bit bigger. Let's do 5, and we could actually tilt it just a little bit to make it more interesting in the example. So then you just do this ISO offset thing here, and this one makes a fog volume, and we are interested in having it as SDF, sign distance field volume. So here we have it. This represents the shape, and we can also here work with the resolution. So what I noticed is in the Unity examples, you can find the unit. So if you have installed these tools, you also get some. I could show you. Let's see where we have it. Okay, well, I'm gonna make a new one. Then I'm gonna do actually Houdini, and in these packages you have the DCC tools, Houdini, and you have examples, and here you have some examples files. So what they made inside the example files, they actually use this one as 64. So they had this resolution. So I'm going to stick to that. So I do probably what they think is the best. And of course, you can lower or have it higher, of course. We could actually try 32 and see how that turns out. So you see the bounce here, it's automatically made for us, and we want to control it ourselves. And the reason also, by controlling itself, we want to know what the bounds are. So override bounds, and so we're going to do like this: copy parameter, and we're going to take this one here, and we're going to paste relative reference. We're going to make that on all of these ones. And then we're just going to negate the ones up here. So the correct one is here. So now you see we have the same value, but when we change this one, we have it everywhere. So now you can see what's happening here. It's kind of making it big enough. So let's do 5, and now we know the bounds are 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Well, negative 5 and 5. So if we plug it in here, it's not really super happy yet. We're going to do box example like this. And if we do export, you see it's warning signal. It doesn't work because it looking for a volume name density. We're actually going to use distance, like sign distance field. So we're going to look for distance, and then we name in here, the name going to be distance. And now you see this one popped up because now, whoops, this one popped up. So it exported it, and the volume is resolution like this, and it's done. So here you have this 0, 1. If you want to export it again, you just do 1 like this. Or you keep it at 1 and then just do like this, on and off, to kind of export it. I'm actually going to have this one. So, and now we know the bounds here, 5, 5, 5, negative 5, 5, 5. So what this actually tells us is the x minimum and the x max. That means the x size is 10 because it's from negative 5 until 5. So the bounding box is 10 in x, 10 in y, and 10 in z. So in Unity, so here you see the box example is saved next to our Houdini file. So that's why I like this setup, to save the Houdini file next in the Unity folder. So I'm gonna make visual effect. So this is gonna be apples later. So I'm gonna put it here. So this is our apples, but I'm just gonna do the box example first in it. So if I open up the apples, and we want, let's see here, we do, yeah. So we're gonna have, actually, we're gonna set up this a bit so we can have it have it easy to work with later. So we're gonna have this 3D object cube. We're gonna place it in the center and put it up like 8 units, so it's above like this. And we're gonna make a material, and this is gonna be a spawn box transparent material. So we're gonna have this on this one and make it transparent. I like yellow. I'm gonna use yellow for this one, and a little bit transparent. Yeah, green. I like green in well. Colors is of course not important, but I like this one, so let's go for that. So this one gonna be the spawner where we spawn particles. So if we go in here to the apples, we need vector free, and what we need here is spawn position, and we also need, if I do Control D, I duplicate it and do spawn scale. And why I want these ones is because we're gonna make constant spawn rate is good, and we're gonna keep it, and we're actually gonna have the capacity to 20,000, 200,000 actually. So that means that with the system can handle up to 200,000 particles, but we're only going to spawn 16 16 per second. So we're going to have a position box, set position shape a box, and this one want the center and a size. So we have a position that's going to be here, and we're going to have a spawn scale here. So what we're going to make, we're going to have this in here, we're going to have this going to be the spawn box. And this one going to have create, we're going to make a script. So this is going to be update spawn box. So just wait this one out. So we're gonna have so we're actually gonna just copy this one. We're gonna walk you through it. So we're gonna make we have to using Unity engine.vfx, so we can access the VFX stuff, right? And we're also gonna make sure that this script is working inside the editor without playing, and we just do execute in edit mode. So now this update gonna go running even though we're not playing the game. So this is super nice. And I'm also gonna take away these ones, and also now we need the visual effect. So it's gonna be the Apple visual effect. We're also gonna have a transform, and that's gonna be the spawn cube. We actually don't need it. This one we're only gonna make in this update. So what I'm making here, if the, let's see, spawn cube, if it's equal to null, we're gonna do return. That means if null, then exit here. And if the spawn cube is populated, then we do the Apple visual effect dot set vector free, and we made the spawn position in here. We made this in the apples, maybe this spawn position. So we can just copy it, spawn position, and we plug it here, and then we do the spawn cube dot position like this. Whoops, and then we're just gonna make a copy. So this is gonna be local scale, and it's gonna be spawn scale. So this one we can close, it was just a reference. So this stuff here, and we save it, and this one is really nice because now on the apples, if we just put it here, now we take the apples to the apple visual effect because the apple has this visual effect here. And then we do the spawn box here. So now you see that the properties was updated here. So if I take the box and move it down and up, you can see here it moves. And if I scale it, you see also the spawn scale here is working. So this is a nice setup. Now we can control where to spawn the stuff. And you see that it's set spawn position to the center and spawn scale to the side. So now we have the control of the spawning stuff, right? And now in the update part, we want first off a gravity. So that means that the particles will fall down. Like this, super nice. And now we're gonna make, now we're just gonna have the collision sign, collide with sign distance field. Collide with sign distance field. So here we want our own apple. No, actually it was a box. We made a box example, right? So what we want here is the box example, and we also want let's see, it's going to be radius mode, specify the collision. It's going to be from size. So the particle's size, that's going to be, we can set the size here. Size is going to be 0.2. And then we have the box example, and the center is, we're not going to move the center. The size, that's what we have in the Houdini file. So here we have -525, and that means it's going to be 10 here. 10, 10, 10, because it's from -525. So now you see, and if we also do like this, we do transform. So we take this box here, and then we just do a ROP FBX, ROP FBX, and we do the box ref. Save it. And now if we place the box inside the scene, you see it's actually working. So this is super nice. And if we move the box now, we can just decide where to have it. So that's why I really wanted to do the script to set it up. So now we're going to make it more, so this is actually the super basics. And so in here, in the update, we have sign, we have the position. So if you want to spawn position on this one, we also have collide that we used, and we have conform. That's it's kind of attracting into it. And also actually you can have the mode here, it's solid. If we do inverted, it's the box will act like a container. So the particles will try to be inside the box. So if I do invert, no, Okay, I don't know why it didn't work, so I'm gonna skip that one for now. But it's supposed to be like that, anywho. Maybe it needs to be inside to be, yeah. I'm gonna skip that for now. I need to investigate it more before I talk more about that one. So now we're gonna make this stair in the next tutorial. So yeah, thank you for watching and see you in the next one.